If you were to ask most historians to give you a description of the Battle of Athlon, they would tell you that Thrawn's inferiors used their overconfidence to bungle the battle, allowing some rebel ships to escape. But is this really the case? There are so many times in history when the standard account is that, oh, all the inferior officers were idiots, and the main guy was an absolute genius, and oh, his inferiors screwed it up, he would have won. But upon further investigation, it often turns out that the commanding officer fabricated the events to blame everyone else for the attack. For example, near the end of the battle, Mandalorian reinforcements arrived in an attempt to save the rebel base. Governor Price, in charge of the fleet in space, ordered all the fighters and capital ships to attack the Mandalorian fighters, allowing the Mandalorian transport to fly across the battlefield completely unassailed, because the Imperials had not left a single squadron of fighters there to guard the interdictor cruiser, the single most crucial ship in their fleet. The Gauntlet landed 24 men on top of the interdictor cruiser. By the time the Imperial response to the attack began, their blasters were already shooting the gravity wells. The interdictor cruiser would be destroyed, allowing what was left of the rebel fleet to escape the battlefield. So how do we go about researching to find out if Thrawn truly botched the defense of this battle, or if it was his Governor Price? Due to the fact that almost everybody would either die in the galactic civil war that followed or die in the battle, and the fact that the events happened decades ago, means that it's very difficult to find somebody who served in the battle to actually interview them about the true events. And in the on and off civil war that would continue for the next few decades, almost all history books were destroyed. In fact, the only surviving history book that covers the Battle of Athlon is a great work known as Rebels, by contemporary historian Dave Filoni, who flew a Y-wing during the battle. However, he, a pilot, would have no idea what was going on in the politics of Thrawn's command centre, and therefore likely had to tap into his friends at the Imperial Archives and relied on them for the account. However, I was lucky enough to lock down an interview with one of the last few surviving members who fought in the Battle of Athlon, and here's what he had to say about it. Okay, so I'm Ned Grange. I was a bridge officer on Thrawn's ship the Chimera during the Battle of Athlon and many other battles he fought. And I've noticed that Thrawn has actually come out of history a lot better remembered than he deserves to be, okay? Everybody thinks he was just some tactical military genius that knew everything that was going on. He wasn't, okay? He was a lot worse at his job than most historians claim him to be, and I know that because I've seen his idiocy, or my friends know his idiocy, okay? My opinion is not my own. So I've been working to, debunk this myth. I've been working to, make sure that everybody knows how good Thrawn actually was at his job, okay? Because I've had a lot of lies told to make Thrawn seem a lot more intelligent than he was, okay? Like, for example, you might have seen my really famous video, I worked for Grand Admiral Thrawn. He's a liar and also mediocre at his job. You wanted me to talk about the Battle of Athlon? Amazing, okay? What do you think is more likely? Option 1. Thrawn's an idiot, so he bungled the attack on the rebel base. Some random storm with a face suddenly appeared out of nowhere and started zapping him with lightning. Which story is more realistic? As for the idea that Governor Price bungled the defense of that interdictor cruiser, absolutely not, okay? I was on that bridge crew the entire time, and so was Thrawn. He was the one that disregarded the defense of the interdictor cruiser, okay? In his hour of victory, he just got a little bit too overconfident, and he slipped up, and it cost him the battle, and it cost him a humiliation. I'll tell you what actually happened. Thrawn sent someone else down, who would then botch the attack on the rebel defences. When the rebels escape, some of them, Thrawn has to make up a lie and go, I was the one who led the attack, and I would have won. The only reason they got away was because, the clouds started shooting me. Yeah, I know we all see faces in the clouds, okay? But this one's real, and it took out 3 walkers. So what do you think? Is Thrawn actually the military genius we paint him as? Or is he throwing Governor Price under the bus to save his reputation?